from one of our favorite madmen, Mr. Richard Harris. How are you?
Fantastic.
Good to see you.
You too.
Thank you.
You sound great. You're in good form, huh?
Well, we're in some kind of form.
We got some kind of show then.
Yeah, we'll get rolling. We'll get rolling.
You have been rolling. It's great.
Yeah. You look very. You been outdoors in the sun or what?
Makeup.
Oh.
Number 5.
Oh, but you look very healthy and so forth.
I feel great.
Are you off? The last time you were here, you talked about no more cigarettes and you weren't drinking anymore, or?
Well, I'm off the booze. I got a telegram from my liver.
Really?
He said, help.
So you decided to...
No, I didn't actually. I'm off the booze.
Right.
But smoking, I got acupuncture. Oh, can you believe? I promise you, I got acupuncture for smoking. I was smoking 100 cigarettes a day.
That's so 5 packs a day?
Yeah. Yeah, and I went to... and they said this acupuncture works. So I went to acupuncture because a friend of mine had it done. So I went there and they said, you want to go off? I said, yeah. So he said, take your clothes off. So I said, I came for acupuncture. So I took my clothes off and laid down on this bench. And then he got needles and he looked at put my legs out like that. And he felt my ankles and he stuck a needle there. And the needle there. And the needle there, needle there. And then my knees, needle there, needle there. A needle there, needle there. And he put a needle there. And a needle there. And I looked at him and I said, nothing wrong with that. Move on up. Move on up. Right here. And then, this is true, honest to God. I promise it's true. And then, they finally put little staples in my ears. I'm deaf, but I've cut down from 100 to about 20 a day now.
Well, that's remarkable.
Yeah, really.
Did it really?
They're in there now. Yeah.
Well, I've heard about this. Now, this is a fad of alcohol called staple puncher that they're using for people on diets.
That's right, yeah.
That they say is supposed to keep down the desire.
Yeah, it does. You're supposed to, it's attached to a nerve that goes to your stomach for anxiety, and as soon as you feel you want to smoke a cigarette, you press...
Staple your lips together.
Yeah, right. And if that doesn't work, then you just set fire to your ear.
How many times did you have acupuncture? Just the one time?
Yeah, just the one. I got to go back because I went a little over the 20. I went 26 the other day, so I'm going to go back again.
Now, do you think it's more psychological, or do you think physiologically they did something to you that really cut the desire?
They did, yeah. There's no doubt that the anxiety is kind of diminished a little.
Yeah.
No, a lot.
Well, that's great.
Poor little Annie, the new wife, the bride.
How is Annie, anyway?
She's beautiful.
Yeah, I know she's beautiful.
Yeah, she's terrific. Yeah. Really great. She's a saint. She's marvelous. Poor thing, I think of it. Well, because the first day or two, she's saying to me, you've got to stop smoking. Please, 100 a day, stop smoking. So then, the couple of days I was off, I sort of walk around the house when the urge was too strong for me, and I sort of, get out of my way! Move! And I screamed at her. And the next morning, I woke up, and I had a cigarette in my mouth, and she lit it. And she said, better you die 5 years early and put me through that again.
Yeah, that's the problem. But you don't have those...
No. You get them now and then, but I'm okay.
That's great.
I run around the block.
How long have you been married to the saint now? I remember when you first came here.
They'll canonize Annie.
Yes.
I think she'd be the Pope. Oh, she can't. She's Jewish. How about Harris for Pope? Wouldn't that be nice?
You like that, yeah?
Yeah, Harris for Pope. Yeah. Could you imagine? Instant sin, instant sex. Mm-hmm. Total absolution. In a bed, roll out of bed, forgiven.
Well, I have a feeling that's probably not going to catch on in a big way. Privately, you may have a lot of people that agree with you.
Yeah.
You like this time of year? Do you like the holidays?
I like Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm sentimental about Christmas. I really love Christmas.
Do you go out yourself and shop?
Oh, yeah. I got a lot of friends, a lot of relatives, a lot of brothers, 3 sons. I'm glad that my sons discovered there's no Santa Claus. I'm glad they didn't discover it the way I discovered it. I discovered it in probably the most extraordinary way that you could discover there was no Santa Claus, because I believed it for so long. And it was my dad, who was very tall, and he always played Santa Claus. Always. He was always missing. We always said, Mom, why is Dad not here for Christmas? Well, he doesn't get on with Santa Claus. Mom used to say, I said, oh.
That's what they would do so he could play Santa Claus.
Yes, he played. And I believed, honest to God, I believed it. I swear. It's true, honestly.
Right.
And I believed it for so long. And then, around holidays, my dad used to drink, right? And you know that there were so many boys in the family, all younger than me, 1 or 2 older, girls in the family. But, you know, you get a hug from your dad, get a little hug from your dad. And the one thing I always remembered that was distinctly his own and belonged to nobody else was the smell of whiskey off his breath. Yeah, really, this is most extraordinary. And then came the final Christmas, when I was about 6. And he came in with the bag and all the red and the white beard. And then he gave us out the presents. And then he handed me my prize. I said, thank you, Santa Claus. And he put his hands around me and he kissed me. And I said, that's my dad's special smell. And that's when I twigged. The most ridiculous reason in the world to twig. That's when I twigged. My dad was Santa Claus.
Yeah.
The smell of whiskey off his breath.
Boy, that's kind of sad.
Yeah?
Santa comes with a bag in the bag. Find it out all at once.
Oh, dear.
We'll take a short break here. The Vic Chemical Company and be right back. Stay with us. We have returned. Thank you, Doc. Tell us a little bit why you decided to do the album. The Prophet has been a popular book for many, many years. It's been out, and every year it seems to take on a little more meaning for people, and is a bestseller, I guess, year after year after year.
Yeah.
And was this an idea you had in the back of your mind for a while to do?
Well, it's the 3rd time I've been asked to do it. And the other 2 times I was asked to do it, the rights of the company didn't have the rights to do it. They were very involved. It took the man, actually, who put this together 8 years to actually unravel the rights in Lebanon. Because Gibran, when he died, or before he died, he bequeathed the rights of all his works to the village he was born in. And so to unravel them, it was so difficult. But it took 8 years to put it together, and it took us 4 months to record it, plus $300,000. I think it's the richest album ever made.
That's fantastic.
The most expensive album ever made.
When's the first time you read The Prophet? Do you remember?
Oh, God, years.
Most people do. The first time they pick it up, it makes such an impression on them that you read the whole thing completely through.
Yeah, I remember I got, when I was out on concert tours, you know, fans give you gifts after the show and that. And I think 80% of the gifts that I got were actually The Prophet. So I've been sort of close to it in that respect.
It's an interesting concept, putting music behind it and doing it. Remember that
it's
so
great.
well.
It took, you know, Arif Mardin, who produced it and wrote the music, is really an extraordinary man. He went to Lebanon for 8 weeks to get the background of music, the classical instruments there, and the ancient instruments that still exist there.
Yeah, the last time you were here, I think, or the time before, you read something you wrote when you were about 12 years old.
Yeah, I did.
Poetry. Then you did I in the Membership of My Days, right?
Days, yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you know Dylan Thomas at all?
I didn't. I'd love to. I'd love to. I'd love to have known. I think he's the greatest. You know, I studied poetry and I love it. But Dylan is probably the greatest lyric poet of all time. And he was also an extraordinarily funny man. Wild, crazy, bizarre, Rabelaisian man.
Yeah.
Together. I remember, I tell you,
Well, so are you in a way. Are you not?
Yes. I tell you a funny story. This is a true story about Dylan Thomas. When he was in Wales, a little village called Larne. This is true story. It's marvelous. And he was having an affair with a woman in the village. And the husband was away somewhere at war, something ridiculous like that. So anyway, when the husband came back, Dylan was in the house. And Dylan had intended to stay in the house and carry on the relationship. But the man went berserk. And he attacked Dylan and tried to kill Dylan. And Dylan was taken to court. The man was taken to court, arrested for attempted murder on Dylan Thomas. So in the court case, Dylan was on the witness stand. And the judge said to Dylan, well, can you tell us, Mr. Thomas, precisely what happened when the husband came in? And Dylan said, well, I was there on the couch, he said, with his wife. And he broke in the door with a gun. And I wrestled with him, and I took the gun off him. And the judge said, yes, and what happened then? And then he said he proceeded to pull a hand grenade from his pocket. And he said, give me back the gun. And the judge said, and what did you do? I gave him back the gun. He said, better to die of a single shot than being blown to smithereens.
Great line.
Extraordinary.
I asked you during the break where you're going to spend the holidays. You said you're going to go back to the East Coast?
Yeah, I'll go to New York to Annie's parents for a couple of days, and then my kids come, we go to the Bahamas.
Yeah. Did you ever work at all with Bob? You were Hope?
Oh, I'll never forget it. I know he's coming on now. I'll never forget as long as I live. You know, when you live in Ireland, you hear of the Academy Awards and these actors you adore and all so forth. I never dreamt as a child that one day I'd actually meet them all and work indeed with some of people like Jimmy Cagney, who I played Jimmy Cagney when I was 6. I bags to be Jimmy Cagney today in our games, you know, and Gary Cooper and people like that. And Bob Hope was always a great favorite of mine, Bob Hope. And suddenly I'm invited after Sporting Life to present at the Academy Awards. And I thought, my God, I've made it. Harris has made it. Wouldn't my mother be proud of me? So I get dressed up and I hire the suit. And suddenly I'm told I'm on next. And Bob Hope is there, being brilliantly funny. And I can see him there. And God, look, he's marvelous. I just walk. I hope I get to shake his hand. And suddenly he said, now he said to present the awards for so-and-so and so-and-so. We have Mr. Richard Harris from Sporting Life. And I walked on as he was walking off. And we're walking past like that. And as he just got to pass me, Bob Hope said, your flies are open. And I stopped in front of 100 million people and did this. Ruined.
Of course, they hadn't heard him at all.
No, they hadn't heard him. That's
just you heard him.
That's right, Johnny's right. They hadn't heard him say your flies are open. But they saw me stop at the center of the stage and do that.
Real high-class actor from Ireland. Yeah. That's funny.
There goes Harris boasting again.
That's... Who else did you idolize when you were a kid? Cagney?
Cagney and Bogart and all of that. I worked with Cagney first, then I worked with Gary Cooper and those. They were all my heroes.
Yeah.
It was really extraordinary.
Everybody as kids ran around and impersonated Cagney and Bogart and all those people. Didn't you do Brando last time you were here?
Oh, yeah.
That was fun, I remember.
I do.
See you doing Julius Caesar. You want me to do this first? And Mr. Bob Hope will join us right after this brief pause. Any more, or?
Well, I'm off the booze. I got a telegram from my liver.
Really?
He said, help.
So you decided to...
No, I didn't actually. I'm off the booze.
Right.
But smoking, I got acupuncture. How can you believe? I promise you, I got acupuncture for smoking. I was smoking 100 cigarettes a day.
That's so 5 packs a day?
Yeah. Yeah, and I went to... and they said this acupuncture works. So I went to acupuncture because a friend of mine had it done. So I went there and they said, you want to go off? I said, yeah. So he said, take your clothes off. So I said, I came for acupuncture. So I took my clothes off and laid down on this bench. And then he got needles and he looked at put my legs out like that. And he felt my ankles and he stuck a needle there. And the needle there. And the needle there, needle there. And then my knees, a needle there, needle there. A needle there, needle there.
Good to see you.
You too.
Thank you.
You sound great. You're in good form, huh?
Well, we're in some kind of form.
We got some kind of show then.
Yeah, we'll get rolling. We'll get rolling.
You have been rolling. It's great.
Yeah. You look very... You been outdoors in the sun or what?
Makeup.
Oh.
Number 5.
Oh, but you look very healthy and so forth.
I feel great.
Are you off... the last time you were here, you were talking about no more cigarettes and you weren't drinking any... Please we welcome one of our favorite madmen, Mr. Richard Harris. How are you?
Fantastic.